Yo, people, lateness is greatness. What is going on with Lee and Tobs in the... What's going on?
I don't know, mate. They've run. They know some club in London's got Europa League. So
I love the way everybody says, yeah. When they see the show is late, they think it's me. we here in the background waiting.
Yeah, trust me.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know where Lee and Toby are. I know Toby's actually coming in a few minutes. I don't know where Lee is. We just have to go straight away. We have to get it done because there's people waiting. But listen, we got a lot to get through today because obviously the closing of the Premier League, that all closed off and ended. That was great. Things took place, in terms of Tottenham giving my team a helping hand. Then we got the Champions League final as well. But we may as well start with yourself, West Ham. You're in the Europa League.
Yeah, buzzing, man.
How are you feeling? Because the reason why I ask, right, is because usually any other season, West Ham in the Europa League is a good thing. It's a great thing. It's an overachievement, good season. But because you fell off that Champions League kind of high, I don't know where this ranks for you guys in terms of achievements right now.
I'll tell you what, if we just sort of stabilised and we'd finished in 6th or 5th, I would have been a bit more like, do you know what? Okay, it's a bit disappointing. And we were only 2 points off Champions League in the end anyway, but because we dipped so badly and I thought Tottenham would go and beat Villa, I actually thought we were going to get the Europa Conference. So I was kind of sort of settling myself down. And then we got that win against West Brom and we turned up the last day of the season. Obviously, if we hadn't won that game, then it could have been curtains for us as well in the Europa League. So I'm buzzing, mate. European tour, get the passports done, as Mark Noble said at the stadium. we're all buzzing, mate. We've got a bit of money to spend in the summer. So I'm looking forward to try and get some players in because, again, we missed a lot of players in that run-in. So it's all good, mate. It's all good. Second biggest team in London at the minute. We deserve it. We deserve it this season. We've been class.
Yeah. Oh, it's mad. Lee, I just got a message from Lee. Lee's stuck in traffic, so he'll be on in 2 minutes. Toby will be on as well in a minute. So yes, for everybody asking, they're going to be here in a couple of minutes. They're running late. They're taking lateness's greatness to a whole new level. Got a couple questions coming in about why am I not on a flight? I'm catching the flight after this show, people. But listen, before we go into all that, maybe save that all for the end. It's only going to be an hour show today. When it comes down to West Ham, right? You're in 6th position, but we've always spoken about your ownership, probably not the most reliable in terms of kicking on from here. Maybe bringing in the players you need to bring in to stabilise this position. Because it's all well and good finishing 6th. I remember when Newcastle finished 5th with Pepe, Cisse, Demba Ba, and those guys.
Serious vibes, isn't it? Serious
vibes of an overachievement, but then not stabilising it. So, I mean, what do you rank this out of 10 this summer in terms of? Well, I guess where's your confidence levels that you'll be able to actually sustain this next year with the group that you got now?
I don't know. Moyes has already come out and said to the fans, don't expect to go and finish in top 6 again. Which is again,
he's already said that.
Well, that's how Moyes kind of approaches it. I think he was saying just not to get on the back of the players. I think my confidence levels are probably about 5 out of 10 at the minute. It's a bit on the ropes. I heard we've got money, and I think Moyes has got that leverage over the board, and I trust him. And I think we've been linked with a few Slavia Prague, Spartak Moscow players. We've been linked with obviously Tammy, Giroud as well in the media today. So I'm confident we'll go and get 2 strikers, but there will always be people moaning about what type of strikers. And I've said on my channel so many times, there's not a perfect striker out there. Mikel Antonio does so much off the ball, but he's not clinical. If you get someone that's clinical, don't expect him to do something off the ball as well as he does. So I think for me, Matisse, it's 4 or 5 quality players. I'd say 7 or 8, but I'm not going to get it. But 4 or 5.
Whoa, that's a lot to ask for from this board.
It's a lot. We need it. We're bare bones. We've got the worst squad depth in the league for me. Maybe not the worst quality, but depth for me, the worst depth.
I saw the links, right? The links to Tammy, and obviously immediately I thought Declan Rice, Tammy swap. Would you?
You're playing, man.
Corey, I'm telling you, right?
Nah, bro, he's not going up for another year. I don't think.
Any involving things pause. Any deal involving Tammy Abraham is probably going to involve Declan Rice. And someone just said I'll give you Eddie Nketiah. Listen, I don't think Eddie Nketiah. I think Tammy's a level above there. Would you take Tammy in a deal for? No. I mean, maybe they'll have to be separate deals. But would you take Tammy Abraham at West Ham?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I'd definitely take Tammy. I think 40 million's a bit steep. I know a lot of West Ham fans rate him, and I know he's got his goal record. My biggest concern with Tammy is the fact that he's going to come to a side that I say we don't create a lot of chances if you do, but he's not clinical. He's a good finisher, but he's a much technically better finisher than Antonio, but he's not. If he doesn't get the service, I don't know what he's going to offer off the ball. And so I'm a bit on the fence about it. But I think if the right price, I'd even say 30 million for Tammy. I would take him because he's still young. He's still scored Premier League goals. He's still scored in the Championship. He's a regular goal scorer. And I think he's got another gear to go. And I think with Moyes as well, like I've seen this season, which I've been impressed with, players improving. Like I think you can genuinely see the coaches improve, the tactics are improving. And I think it would be a good move for Tammy in the same way that he wants playing time. So did Jesse Lingard. And people write them off because they go to Chelsea or Man United and they're not playing. But at West Ham, with all respect to us, they're good players. So I'd definitely take him, but you can keep your hands off Declan Rice, mate, because he's not going anywhere for a year. Trust me, unless you come in with big money.
Lee's here to bring the realism in because I'm trying to haggle with Corey about this.
He's trying to get deal. Declan Rice. No,
I'm telling you, listen, Tammy Abraham, I think 35 to 40 million would be a very good price. When I've seen what Brewster and Solanke were going for, maybe bring it down a bit because of the pandemic and the market we're in. But Tammy Abraham will run the channels for you. He'll press. He'll do all the off-the-ball work that you're looking for. He does get goals as well in this league. When given the game time, he does get goals. Maybe, getting the goals against the top teams, that's something you'll have to work on. He's still developing, but he will get you goals. I remember he was having the conversation, people, about Tammy not getting into a team in the top 7. I'm telling you, he'll go. I'm telling you, I've seen him linked with Leicester, now West Ham as well. But I think Tammy would suit you. I definitely think so. Now, the reason why I throw Declan Rice in there is because, look, we all know Declan Rice wants to play for Chelsea. We do know that. Not yet. He doesn't. We do.
No. You're right. If you put the pressure on us, I will be interested to see how that works with that dynamic. And I know he's a Chelsea fan, and I know he loves John Terry and all these type of things. But I think that where he's at in his career, he's playing regularly, gets that lovely goal on Sunday as well. It's Europa League football. Like he's not losing out. Now, unless you lot come in with 60, 70, 80 mil.
Where do you value him seriously now? Because I'm hearing some crazy numbers.
I've told you my price. I think I'd take 70 to 80. I just don't see why. He's our best player and he's got the biggest ceiling. And what's the point in selling him for... the market's inflated, man.
Holding midfield.
Sorry, could I just bring some realism to this podcast? Where are you getting 80 million quid from, bro?
Listen, Harry Maguire's going up the road for 80 mil to Man United. Declan Rice is...
Yeah, but Man United is a different kettle of fish because everyone rips Man United off. Yeah, if Arsenal wanted Harry Maguire, they would have paid about 55, 60. Maybe
but 65. We don't need to sell him. We won't sell him for cheap. So
you do need to sell him. I disagree with you there. I'll tell you why. Your squad's very thin, which is why you fell away towards the back end of the season because you could have and probably should have got top 4 if you had a better squad. Maybe 4 or 5 other players on the bench when Antonio was out and stuff like that. And I know you've had other injuries, obviously to Rice as well.
Yeah,
if you had another person that could slot in to Rice's position and comfortably. Mark Noble's not the answer, bruv. I know he's a legend of your club and all that, but Mark Noble should be doing up Towie, bruv. Like he shouldn't even be in your team right now. He's too old.
Put some respect to me. Is he a league player? Come on.
If you get 60 million quid for Declan Rice, you could then go and buy 2 or 3 players that are going to be squad players or one that's going to slot straight in and 2 squad players. So your squad's better. Even though he's quality, he is. I know. He ain't worth 80 million, mate.
I think he is. I know what you're saying. I know we've got a poor squad and we could go and get a lot of players with it. But watching him week in, week out, there's not a player that we could get that would replace him in that position for the quality that he is. There's no point.
The fact that you said you might need 6 or 7 players tells me that you do have to sell them, to generate that.
Look. I think allegedly we've got 75 mil to spend. So if we did, and that's a big if, because knowing our board, it'll probably end up being more like 40. I just think we've got enough to get players around him. Like Declan, we can attract other players with Declan Rice in this squad. So I don't see the need to sell him. And he's the only player at West Ham, to my knowledge, that board won't sell because they know the minute they sell him or they try and do an underpriced deal, the fans will go mental.
But any half decent player is going to cost you 40 million in this market.
Well, exactly. But that's why we'll do little cheap deals and little Spartak Moscow players and freeze.
This is the thing now. Because if you want Tammy's going to cost you 35 minutes.
The striker's the one.
You can have Eddie and Nketiah for 15 million, mate.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I think
over that.
The striker will be 40 mil, and I would expect us to go and pay full whack for whoever we want, and that will be I imagine will be our first choice, and then Mickey will be a bit of a second choice, and then we'll get a cheap third one in. But pay the money for Deckers. Pay the money, honestly, man, because it is an inflated market. I know what you're saying about a lot of people in the comments going it's 60 mil. I do get that, but Yeah, I look at our position. We don't need to sell him. He's 22. He's captain of West Ham. Plays for England. Don't sell him for cheap. Just absolutely rinse someone dry. Chelsea, particularly, or Man City.
But you're saying don't sell him for cheap. I think 60 million is still high.
Nah, not for the quality of player he is.
You're buying potential and the fact that he's had a
I don't think he's potential. Seasons. I think he's been class. I think he's the best
midfielder
in this country.
I think he's a very good player,
yeah.
But I don't think he's at that age done anything like massive. Like, listen, consistently he's very good, but it's not like he's a Mason Mount talismanic figure. Yeah, he's doing this job in a different role, of course, and I don't even think he's your best midfielder. I think Souček's better than him.
Someone said 80 million is fine. Are you crazy?
No, I think
Souček's better.
I'm not.
Souček
we cannot pay 80 million for him. And Marino. And by the way, our negotiator Marino will not pay 80 million for him. So you better all
they
get.
Didn't even pay 80 for Havertz.
Yeah,
but this is the thing.
No, wait, what? What's that? Is that a dig?
No, I said they didn't even pay 80 for Havertz.
Yeah, they didn't. They haggled it down to like 60.
Look at you thinking I was being polite. I'm going to go back to slandering Chelsea. Mahrez FC at the weekend, mate. Don't worry about that. Mahrez is going to do a madness.
Wait, did you not say that Chelsea were going to win?
Yeah, well, I said I think they'll win it. I want Man City to win it. I want Mahrez to score the winner and shut everyone up.
Fair. Listen, I think if you try and rinse us for Rice, we're just going to try and rinse you for Tammy. That's just how it's going to go. And then you might
get off and Tony, mate. Don't worry. I'm good.
Oh, if they get promoted, that price is going to rocket up.
I actually think Tony will probably give him a year if he goes up with them.
Yeah,
to be honest, he's got nothing to lose, and he'll probably bag goals in the league, so he'll get his move the following summer. It's going to be tough, man. Getting a top quality striker in this market is really difficult. And even the levels, like when you bought Timo Werner for 50, and now you're saying 40 for Tammy. Now, Timo struggled this year, but where he was at in terms of the European pedigree.
That was a release clause. Yeah,
oh, fair.
Only reason why. Otherwise, it might have probably been more. This super chat here is saying not paying much more than 50, rather get to Tchouaméni. I think Tchouaméni. The thing is with him, right? I haven't seen loads of him. I need to watch a bit more of him now when the season is over. I know he's rated very highly. Fabregas has spoken very well of him as well. And I don't know how much Tchouaméni's worth right now, because I know the French league, in terms of their finances, some of the clubs there are looking a bit ropey. I don't know how Monaco are looking, because 1 minute they're rich and 1 minute they're not. So I don't really know what's going on there. But
who is this Tchouaméni guy, bro? I've never heard of him.
He seems to be more of a box-to-box. Now, I don't know whether he can play. This is my thing, right? If Chelsea is signing a DM for the free at the back formation with the double sixes in the middle, then I think Tchouaméni is not really a problem. You can go and get him, put him in the 2, and there's not, it's not all on him. But if you're going back to a 4, which has been reported, and you need a lone holding midfielder, do you want Tchouaméni? Is Tchouaméni that kind of guy that can play lone defensive midfield on his own? At 22 years old, just coming to the Prem? I don't know. Or is he more of a box-to-box? Because he sounds more like a box-to-box from what I've been hearing. He's got very good passing, good vision. Like, he can actually do some things in the final third that a lot of our players don't seem to be able to do. So maybe Declan Rice and Tchouaméni don't actually align with each other in terms of the same type of player, which is probably what will end up happening. I don't think they're actually probably the same type of player anyway. So potentially both could coexist if you got the sales that you needed to get done. Well, if Chelsea wants to make sense.
What does Tuchel want? Does he want to play a lone DM, or does he actually just want to stay with 3-4-3?
Nobody knows. The thing is with Rice and the thing is with Rice mainly is that he plays in a pivot anyway.
He's better in a pivot.
Souček, yeah, exactly. I would put, if you're telling me would I prefer Rice in a pivot or would I prefer him in a lone holding midfield role, I'm taking the pivot. But also Batsuma at Brighton also plays in a pivot as well in the same formation we play. So that's another player that he's.
Your pronunciations of names today is hilarious, by the way. Who's that?
I'll just let it lie.
Is that Satsuma's brother? The long lost cousin of Satsuma, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean?
Howdy, Basuma.
Oh, my pronunciation has always been awful. But he plays in the same system we play at Brighton. You've ruined me now. But again, he's had a very good season as well. I wouldn't mind him. There's a lot of options here. So this is where if West Ham price themselves out, it will be kind of up to Rice to make a stand publicly, potentially like what Harry Kane's done and say, actually, no, I want to move. Whether he does that or not, I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did. If a bid came in and then you guys overpriced him, which is what you sound like you're going to do, because Man United need him as well. So say we come in with a 50 million bid just to start things off, and then you guys go and say, no, you value him at 80, he might just turn around and be like, wait, what? And then that's where...
But that's why I'm giving that tax, Matisse, because easily you could turn around and say, look, I want to go and no one can keep him and whatever Chelsea offer, it might be the final thing. I think he's better off waiting a year anyway. And you see Man City with Fernandinho, give him a 1 year extension. He goes. Man City will cut. I personally would like him to go Man City. Because I think if he's going to go, it's going to take him up another level playing with Guardiola. I'd hate to see him in a Chelsea shirt, but I think he'll love it. Him and Mason Mount's going to be horrible. It'll be horrible to watch. It'll break my heart.
Why?
He's going to go.
Should we get the violins out, mate? Should we get the violins?
Do it. Do it. You won't see me ever again once he goes. That'll be it. I'm done.
Why would that break your heart?
I don't want to see it, mate. It's horrible in a Chelsea shirt. It makes me feel a bit ill seeing Declan Rice walking around in that blue.
Yeah, but if you go back far enough, he's already worn it anyway.
Yeah, relax, man. I love the way, like, it's just sort of rewrite history. Like, no, he's a Chelsea boy. He's in the Chelsea academy. You let him go. Forget about it. He's West Ham now.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's the way that he did that interview with Rio Ferdinand, and he just could not stop talking about how much of a fan he is of Chelsea, and his whole family's Chelsea fans.
I hate it so much, man. When he gets the pictures with Drogba and that, I'm like,
twerk so publicly, it's ridiculous. Meeting up with like John Terry, and it's just like the twerk is unbelievable. If that's him twerking publicly, Lord have mercy.
I will say, like, he's gonna go. Like, he's not. Yeah. I'm not stupid enough to think he's gonna stay at West Ham for the rest of his career. It's just a case of when. And I think we've done enough with that Europa League just to keep him around for another year, and then we'll see what happens. I'm sure there'll be like a bidding war probably with you lot.
There probably will be, because I think Man United need him just as much as we do, to be honest.
They need him more. Look at the state of their midfield. They're struggling big time. They should go for Basuma, to be fair. I don't think they will, but whoever gets Basuma.
I've heard of a lad called Batsuma.
Yeah.
Basuma.
I've heard of Basuma. Who's Basuma? What league's he in?
Oh my goodness. League gonna rip Tobs a new one, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, Tobs bricking it, bruv. He knows what time
Tobs
it is.
is bricking it at the moment. He's looking real shady. Listen, last stream he was in and out. Now this one he's late. He's looking real.
Yeah,
real shady right now.
Man's shook, bruv. Like, he don't want it. He don't want it.
He's just seen his team hand over Champions League football to my club, while he's gonna have to make travels to pitches with train tracks on the outskirts
in it as well. Big up to them.
Who?
They've stopped us getting in it by winning as well.
Yeah. I seen some of them stadiums that he's going to be going to. One of them had a steam engine driving alongside.
Yeah, I see it. Bro, mate, I was reading out some of the names. I was reading out some of the names of the clubs to Dammy yesterday on his channel.
Yeah,
I swear, mate. I don't know whether it came out right, because some of them sounded like I was swearing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's mad. But yeah, mate, they're doing up FC Wi-Fi password under 19s away in Baghdad, bruv. Like, what is that all about? Where is he? Get your ass on here, Tobs. You're shook, bruv.
He's absolutely shitting it right now.
Of course, man. About he's got a client and all that. Yeah, whatever, mate.
Sounds like that. Sounds like that Paul brother from Blue Therapy on Trend Central. Have you seen that clip? I got Corey, if you ain't seen it, but it's brilliant.
Just give me a link.
Oh, mate, that's hilarious.
I've got a client. I'm
sitting there thinking, what do I do? How do I get out of today? Because he tried getting out of last week.
Yeah.
By nudging it back, and he was dipping in and out all the way through.
Yeah, nudging it back. So he said,
I don't think he's committed.
It's a good thing I didn't delay it to 1:15, because he still wouldn't be here anyway until half.
I don't think he's committed at all, mate. Like, there's a problem in there. Like, maybe we should ban him for next season. We get a problem.
You know what? Yeah, maybe we should bring in a Brentford fan or something.
Well, yeah, maybe we should.
They play better football, to be fair.
They got a better striker.
Way more entertaining. Yeah. Way more entertaining.
But they will have by the end of this summer anyway when Kane goes.
I've got to be honest. I was actually getting gassed at one point, because obviously Chelsea lost against Villa. I thought they were going to duck out the Champions League. Arsenal were going to finish above Spurs, and West Ham were getting Europa League. I was like, please. And then they just got in. Gareth Bale turned up. Leicester
that was so mad. Again, we bricked it, right? So if you maintained some form and stayed ahead of Tottenham, you could have been in.
It's mad to think, like, there are some fans out there saying we were only 2 points off Champions League. That's what you said about Declan, innit? If we had a bit of squad depth, then we might have...
The thing is, this is my thing. If you'd made Champions League, I would have said you keep Declan, to be honest.
Well, then it would have been a bit more certified that you would have stayed. But now it's always on the rope. If a Champions League club comes in, then obviously
it's going to be a long summer. It's going to be a long
summer.
First
season you finished above us in Premier League as well.
I know, it's mad, mate.
Is it really?
Yeah.
We only finished 5 off Champions League, and look how crap we are. It's mad, isn't it? 5 off Champions League.
Liverpool finished 5 off United as well. Yeah.
I know it's mad, but that's the thing. Like, both of our clubs, Arsenal and United, have just been so poorly managed over the years. It's mad. It's like, if we hadn't have played Willian for 17 games, like where Pepe's been sat on the bench 17 games that Willian started. Yeah, like what is that all about? Like if he had started half of them games, we might have scored a few more goals and got in Champions League.
Prem wants to go back to Chelsea, doesn't he? Matisse, you're having him.
Oh, yeah. Lord. Don't forget me.
I'll go and pick him up today.
Started. The absolute, like, how there's just no self-awareness going on from him whatsoever. Even having the confidence to say that. What aging winger, how old is he? 33? Scores 1 Premier League goal for the whole season and then thinks he can go to the Champions League finalists. Like, I don't get where the logic comes from him. It's embarrassing at this point. He's been absolutely tragic for you this season. Best season he's shown us was the season where he wants a new contract, which was the season before. Goes to you lot, does up a few assists against Fulham at the start of the season, gets everybody gas. And now he's been toilet for the rest of the season, and he manages to score a free kick, and suddenly he thinks that he can talk to us. He needs to hope that Brentford get promoted so he can stay in London and manage that restaurant. That's the only way he's staying in London is through Brentford.
You're getting the band back together though, and Lukaku's coming back, Hazard's coming back, Willian's coming back. Like, is this 2016 again?
I don't want to see Willian anywhere near this football club. Honestly.
Oh dear. I would wet myself if he signs for you though. And you actually have to pay us to get him back because he's under contract.
Don't.
Oh, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny though if he ended up saying, well, okay, Chelsea don't want me, and then and then 17 go and sign him because Bale's left. They go and get
that is a proper Spurs signing.
They wanted him.
It is. Tottenham they were going to sign him. They were going to sign him, weren't they, before he went to Chelsea? So
yeah, they wanted him. So listen, Tottenham, Gareth Bale's going back to Real Madrid. I think he hopped on the flight half an hour after full-time whistle blew. I've never seen a club legend leave.
See you later, lads.
Man, he only came for the gym membership and the Euros. That's all he wanted.
I've never seen a club legend like leg it so quickly out of the country. I think I seen Madrid Zone reporting that he's back in the country that night.
Yeah, literally.
But Willian is available, right? Arsenal don't want him. We don't want him. He needs a place to stay in London. He's been trying to ship himself around.
God, if we go for him,
imagine Willian on the right wing. Oh my god!
Imagine he goes West Ham.
Oh no,
Willian on the right wing. Toby.
Oh, here he is. Look, he's turned up like a waster. Look at him.
What's up?
What are you eating? Humble pie.
Orange.
Yeah.
Listen, Toby, if Willian joins you, man, listen.
That's cool. I don't know why you're making up these fictitious rumors. There's no chance.
I'm just putting pieces together.
Why are you putting pieces together? What does that even mean? What does that mean? Tell me what.
Because you guys wanted him before we got him. He wants to stay in London. He tried to link himself to us. We're definitely not going to go and take him back.
We didn't want him.
And you need a right winger.
Already said he's leaving.
Yeah, and he said he's leaving. You need a right winger.
Yeah, so why would we go for him?
Why not, man?
Because you're Tottenham and you're banter club, bruv.
And what are Arsenal if we're the banter club?
Hey, bruv, don't chat to me, bruv. Let me guess. You got trips to Baghdad. You got trips everywhere, bruv. Bruv, you're going to get some air miles this year, bruv. I'm telling you.
Listen. Willian is not coming to Spurs. It doesn't make sense. Spurs signing Willian. Willian is never coming to Spurs. If we needed a right winger and we couldn't sign
one, this, by the way, Willian's what?
Willian's never coming to Spurs. I promise you. I promise you. If we needed a right winger, we literally have just had a patchy right winger who scored 16 goals in 34 appearances that would literally be available on loan next year. We have the option to.
Would he want to come back? Would he want to come back?
Of course, he'd want to come back. He's got 1 year left at Real Madrid. He's got 1 year left at Real Madrid. He's not going to sign a new deal there, and he wants to play football. So if push came,
he didn't really do that for you this season, though, did he? He was on the bench until January.
Yeah, he was, but
maybe if he gets himself off down to Getafe or somewhere, then he might get a game all season.
Listen, he played 34 times, isn't it? So boy,
no, he made 34 appearances.
Yeah, that's what I said. He played 34 times, not starting.
Well, yeah, exactly. Listen, I can't lie.
Now, you know what? The narrative on Bale was completely flipped over because mid-season everyone was talking about his golfing and he doesn't want to be there and he's disrespecting
but this is Tottenham fans in a
nutshell, and now he's got the best goal per 90 ratio in the league or some shit.
Yeah, but it doesn't change away from the fact that he's not been a bona fide success. This is not a successful season for Gareth Bale in terms of, because we had our expectations of what he would offer. And even though the stats look good, we know most of them have come against lower level opposition. We know that he wasn't given his opportunity to play more under Mourinho. And in the little opportunities he had early on, he just wasn't doing it enough. We all knew that he'd need like probably around 3 months to try and build himself back into a position where, you laugh, but we all knew that because the league can laugh, but the guy had he barely played any football for a year and was a signal at Real Madrid. So we all knew that the first couple of months of Gareth Bale, you have to scratch that off. Like, it means nothing. For me, I only started judging him properly from around late December onwards. And what I saw from late December onwards through to maybe that period where he came on against West Ham and completely threatened to change the game for us, it wasn't good enough. So for me, if you ask me what's Gareth Bale's season been like this season, I'll never say it's been a success. But I can't look at it and call it a failure either, because ultimately he's come in and he's actually won us some games. The performances could have been better, yes. The consistency could have been better, yes. But he's won us some games and he scored us some important goals as well. So,
and now you're going to take Willian on a quarter of the wages.
We're not going to take Willian. What? Who used to say that you don't even get rid of Willian this summer?
Well, listen, Fabrizio Romano says he's leaving, bruv. He doesn't get shit wrong often, mate.
We'll see.
He'll be off. I can't.
Yeah. He's going to Tottenham. It's a proper Spursy signing, isn't it? Like this is a proper Spursy signing.
It isn't though.
It'll be fucking Roberto Martinez is going to be your next manager. Banter.
He's not.
He's got to get Figueroa back today. He's having his interview today as we speak.
He's not going to be our manager. That's been shut down by Alistair Gold. So thank God for that, because I was panicking.
He's going to be your manager, bro.
He's not going to be our manager.
Joke, yeah? Your club's just a disgrace.
It is. Apparently, we've been linked with Conte as well, but we've
been enjoying ourselves with linking players to Toby's team. Obviously, Tammy Abraham I mentioned as well, because we know and listen. Do you know what's so funny about you two? Right before I read out these super chats, you guys were so damn sure that Tammy Abraham needed to go to a relegation threatened team, right? And now he's getting linked with West Ham, and we're talking about potentially Declan Rice swap deal.
Well, they nearly were relegated.
You're making a swap deal thing, man.
Listen, it's been reported by West Ham employee, and you guys know ex-West Ham employee. That's a very good source. That Declan Rice is obviously a Chelsea target, no shit, and your top target is Tammy Abraham. So something's got to go on there.
But you never reported a swap deal. You just put two and two together.
Maybe not a direct swap.
Like, Matisse is good at doing this, guys. Matisse is good at this. When he says stuff that we pull him up on, he denies it, but then he tells us that we said stuff that hasn't been said. Do you get what I'm saying? So now, Lee, he's trying to make it out like we said that Tammy Abraham could only play for lower club sides. That was never said. I said the best. That was never ever said, and you know that's a lie.
I said top 7. You man told me no.
Yeah, I said that
we went through all of the top 7.
I said he wouldn't start at the time. I never said they wouldn't want him. I said
if West Ham have made him their top target and he's going to cost minimum 35 million, surely they're not paying 35 million for a striker not to start.
I didn't mention West Ham in that category. I said the Leicesters, the Aston Villas, the Evertons. West Ham definitely need a striker. We know they need a striker, but.
Even at Leicester, right? Leicester were linked with him. Would he not go in over Jamie Vardy with him currently kind of locked
off?
Oh, not a chance.
No, because Jamie Vardy's getting older now.
Yeah. Vardy's declining. Vardy's declining. Yes, but what I'm saying with Tammy Abraham is, one, he wants to play regular football, and two, he needs to find a club that plays to his strengths. West Ham, I feel like they need.
Right, and it's that club.
They need more from. They need more from their striker, innit?
But Tammy, I think Tammy's I think he's still developing in a sense where I think he could offer a decent amount as to maybe not everything they need, but link up play needs to improve. But he's going to press, he's going to run the channels. So I think
we've been through this discussion already, Matisse. Tammy Abraham, when he's not scoring, is not good enough. It's not to say that
Abraham when he's not scoring is basically Aubameyang when he's not
good enough.
And nothing.
West Ham, it's weird. West Ham need a finisher like Tammy Abraham who can get goals, because he can get goals. But they need the hold up and physicality of Antonio. Can he offer them that?
Well, that's the concern, isn't it? That's the whole point.
So I'm not saying he can't play at West Ham, but I'm just saying if he goes to West Ham it may not suit his qualities the best. It may not.
The thing is, though, we've seen this with Lingard, right? We're judging him really at Chelsea, where they're mainly coming up against low blocks defensive teams. West Ham have had quite a few good transitions this season in the league. That's really when they've been at their best. With Lingard, finding a lot of space in between the pockets and running at defenses and scoring goals. So Tammy might not have to be, I know in tight spaces he's not good enough in the build-up play and all that, and the hold-up play that you're talking about, but he's probably going to get a bit more space at West Ham up front than he probably would at Chelsea. Is that not something to probably consider as well?
Maybe, but I actually think sides are figuring that out with West Ham, like particularly with the last 10 games or so. People will just sit back against us because we're not good enough to break them down. So it's not a foregone conclusion. But I just think, look, if you take Tammy, he's there for the goals, but you need another striker in there, or you either play him with someone, or we'll have to change a little bit how we play to get the best out of him. We've got to be a bit more on the front foot.
And if West Ham are willing to change their game for Tammy Abraham, fair play. Because if you change your game, you have a player there who can actually score you at around 12 to 15 goals. If he plays 38 league games, he's going to score around 12 to 15 league goals. I think I've seen enough from Tammy Abraham to know that he's capable of doing that for sure. But are West Ham is David Moyes going to change his game plan for Tammy Abraham? I'm not so sure. And like we said with the other clubs, with your Leicester and Jamie Vardy, I hear that one. I actually hear that Jamie Vardy dipping, but my thing is this: the guy wants to play regular first team football. That's what we're hearing at Chelsea, right? Is he going to be a regular starter at Leicester? Can you really say hand on heart?
I think you could convince him that you're going to be maybe look, right now he's not even involved. He's not even on the bench. You could maybe convince him you're going to be rotation with Vardy for the first season, and then we're expecting you to take over from him in the second season and partner in Nacho. I think it's up to him, but if I was him, I wouldn't just go with I need to play every single game and drop down to a Brighton. Like you should probably look at if a West Ham come calling or Leicester and actually still compete for your place, because you should back yourself to get into their starting 11s at some point. If you've come from Chelsea, you should back yourself.
Tammy will start. I imagine say it's 35-40, he will start for West Ham, and Mickey will have to sit out or he'll play on the wing. Like that's how it will work. So he will get game time with West Ham. Leicester, I don't think he will. I don't think he gets in over Iheanacho. I don't think even Vardy now gets in over. So he's going to have to. They're going to play two up front, and they're going to have to accept that he rotates with Vardy or something like that. But I think it's probably a better fit for his career at West Ham because he'll be the main man. He's still young. He's still going to grow. And I can see Moyes, if he goes and spends all that money on him, trying to build it in and around him. I think it can work, but West Ham fans have got to be patient with him because I don't think it's going to be an easy transition.
The Games is about 6'9" and can't head a ball.
That is my one massive critique. Well, I've got a few others, but that is my main critique, is that he can't head the ball. I find it astonishing, to be honest.
Yeah. How old is he? What, 23, 24?
24, I think now. Must be.
Yeah, so of course he's going to improve. But as I said, you look at the strikers at the clubs at a similar level to West Ham who have got strikers who you'd say are at a similar level to Tammy Abraham, and they just offer. They can offer the same amount of goals he can offer, and they, despite not being as good finishers as Tammy, and they offer way much more. So Tammy going to these clubs, he will struggle to get a start for sure. He will struggle to start at 100%. He will struggle to start at Aston Villa. Yeah, he will struggle to start at Everton.
Aston Villa fans were cheering his name there on the weekend.
Yeah, cool, because he did his thing. He did his thing on loan, and he basically his goals helped them get promoted. So he's always going to be endeared to there. But is he really going to start more games than Ollie Watkins in the Premier League season currently? I don't think so.
Aaron says KPMG rate Rice about 57 million. I get you are a Hammer fan, but no one going to pay close to double his valuation. That would be stupid. I mean, right. Toby, we were speaking about this before you got it. Where do you value Rice in terms of what price do you think would be acceptable? Because everybody's talking about him, and from a Chelsea perspective at this point now, and obviously Man United need a DM as well. But what do you think would be too much for a player like that?
Anything over 70 million is way too much for Declan Rice. Way too much. Anything over, dare I say, anything over 65 million is too much for Declan Rice. But I think West Ham, if they were to sell Declan Rice, they're well within their rights to ask for 50 to 60 million for him. 100%. When you look at the English tax on players and you look at the quality he possesses at such a young age, he's effectively had really good campaigns in two positions in the Premier League, all before the age of 22, 23 years old. West Ham captain as well, ever present. I think they'd be well within their rights to ask for big money, but looking at the clubs who would want to buy a Declan Rice type player, that 60 or 70 million can get you players on his level. Like
from French league, probably.
French league, German league, whatever. If Ndidi was to be sold, do you think he would cost 70 million? I don't.
Nope.
I
do you think someone would pay 70 million though if they wanted to get him out of Leicester?
What? They could. I'm not saying
he's worth that though. Yeah. I'm not saying he's worth it, but
I'm not saying teams wouldn't pay the money for Declan Rice. I think they would, but I just think, me personally, if I was the buying club, 70 million is way too much for Declan Rice. It is. It really is.
60 mil. Anything over 60 is a rip-off.
Yeah, I would agree. I was saying earlier, I think Satsuma, which is Lee's new nickname for him.
Man called Basuma Batsuma, bruv. I was like, is that the cousin of Satsuma? What is this Batsuma? Is that a cross between Basuma? Like, and is that the love child of Basuma and Batshuayi, bruv? Like, do you know what I mean? What's that all
about? He would be a good player. Apparently, he's being valued. He's dropped values down to 30 million or 40 million from Brighton. So that would be another good
He's coming to us anyway. Nobody can get him.
This is the thing. So we're going to get into this, right? Because Pepe obviously had a good weekend. So I don't want to let you know.
Pepe's had a good season. He finished on top GA for the season, bruv, at the football club, and people need to respect him.
He's actually had a respectable season from a numbers point of view.
He averages a goal in the Premier League. Yeah, every 160 minutes. That's a game and a half.
Let me ask you this though, Lee, and be truthful here as well. Like, the numbers look good. I agree. But can you honestly say I know he's had issues not getting a run of games under Arteta, but some of the games he has started, can you honestly say that Pepe has impressed in some of these matches in terms of performance?
Oh, yeah. But I'll tell you that there's reasons why, yeah? When you've got Hector Bellerin playing 3/4 of a season at right back, not overlapping you and being an inverted right back, so then there's no overlap, which means that Bellerin then comes inside and takes Pepe's space where he wants to come and bang it with his left. Bellerin's always to the left of him, like literally in his space. Then you've been doubled up on because Bellerin's not taking one of the centre backs out or occupying the left back.
But that's such a simple thing, right? I don't understand how Bellerin can't understand that basic concept of overlapping. He's a left-footed winger. You saw him at Lille, or you should know a bit about him. He likes to cut in, or he likes to run in behind into space. He's left-footed and he enjoys scoring goals. So you, as a right back who's right-footed and you're playing behind a left-footed winger, that's just Sunday league shit to know to overlap him.
When Callum Chambers or Cedric have played behind him, or Maitland-Niles, always performs, man. He'll always give you something. Like, he might not score a goal, he might not create a massive amount, but he'll always be involved in the game. It's frustrating. Don't get it twisted. He is frustrating. It's like, but every time he gets the ball, it's like, go on, Peps, go and do something, bruv. And I'm off my seat. I'm like, you don't know what he's gonna do. Like, he could either trip over the ball, right, or he could dip his shoulder and just whack one top corner like he did against West Brom. And it's like, people say, oh, he scores against the shit. Well, he scored against Man United. Yeah, he scored. And the thing is, me and Runts were talking about this the other day. He has scored a lot of winning goals. Yeah, or the first goal of a game.
Not every goal is equal, man.
No, they are. But when you're scoring,
they're not. In my opinion, I don't think every goal is equal. Like, if you score the fourth, if you keep scoring,
if you score the fourth in a 4-0 victory,
when the team's dominating the other team, that's not the same as getting a winner in a match-deciding game. So it's always good to look deeper into the goals.
I think you got to give. I think the thing is, for all the criticism that he's had, and I've given him criticism because I don't think he's been good enough for Arsenal, but I will admit he's had a really good end to the season, and I think in 2020,
why is that though? Because he was played.
He's playing, yeah.
Play him, he will score goals, bro. I'm telling you, he averages. I think he's played. I'm going to tell you how much, because I'm not going to even lie about it. Yeah, I'm going to tell you exactly how many minutes he's played in the Premier League. It's half of Bukayo Saka, by the way, and he scored 4 goals more.
Yeah, because Willian was playing for so long at right.
Willian has played started 17 games that Pepe's been sat on the bench.
You know what?
Yeah, that in itself is a disgrace. He has played 1,600 minutes in the league, 1,611. He's played 10 goals.
That's what I don't get with someone like Pepe. You spend 72 million on him, and with both, it doesn't matter because he's still a talented player. But I'm saying with both managers,
I think that's partly why he gets so much criticism.
But this is
the same with Pepe, right? Well,
quite rightly, and that happens when you spend that amount of money. That's just part of it. But I find it weird how no manager, he's clearly a talented player, has sort of said to him, "Give you the license to get on the ball and protect behind." Instead, he's actually taking it out on Pepe and saying, "I'll get a defensive right-sided attacker." So.
I think it's been a consequence of Arsenal having a dumbass manager that's not utilised him well. And I think it's also been Pepe just not performing to a good enough level. But I think now he's in a place where he's playing, and I think he's given himself a decent platform to go off and build off for next season as well. Because I think now, like Lee said, a lot of people have judged him on the price tag. But if you take away the price tag in isolation, like for all my thoughts on Pepe, he's actually a pretty reliable goal scorer. Like I won't even lie. Like he's actually
he was our second top goal scorer. He finished one behind Lacazette. But on goals and assists, nobody created more than him.
Honestly, no player, like you have to applaud and recognize when a player started off poorly and is trying to make amends. And I think he's trying to make amends. So let's see next season what he can actually offer, and let's see if he can actually be that guy for Arsenal if he gets consistent game time. Because I don't think
that's the thing, Toby. It's like with this manager. I don't know what his record is. I'm sure it's still, to this day, 5 straight games he's played. He's never played more than that. I'm sure he ain't played more than 5 straight games. He's been here 2 seasons, and he's not played more than 5 straight games. That's a piss take when you've got somebody like Willian, like starting week in, week out over you.
Yeah, it is. It is. But he needs to help himself.
I'll give you an example, right? I see a stat the other day saying he's had 25 starts or something in all competitions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and he's got... Or it was 7, I don't know, it was 25 starts, 16 goals, X assists or whatever, yeah? And I was like, that is the most dumb stat going, yeah? Because not all of them goals were scored in the fucking starts. So why are you putting starts against goals overall?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
This is why you got to go minutes.
Off the bench.
He needs to help. Go on, Matisse.
And just on Pepe as well. I mean, what? Because obviously now he's in this is his second full season, is it? Yeah. So what would you hope for him next season now in terms of just really playing more games and then playing?
I just want him to play every week. Start the games every week. Play him every week, man. And
so you wouldn't have Saka on the right wing anymore. You'd have him.
No, I'd play him on the left. I'd put Saka on the right and put Pepe on the left.
Oh, on the left.
Or you can switch them.
Yeah.
You can switch them, and this is the thing. Like my ideal 4, like the front 4, would be Smith Rowe pulling the strings. Yeah, Martinelli as the striker, and then have Saka and Pepe. Yeah, why can't we do that? Then you've got Partey and Batsuma.
that'll be the game changer when you get Batsuma in. That'll be the one.
Why are we saying is it a done deal? Is it because he's friends with Pepe and Gabriel? Like, because Liverpool are interested, and I know he supports Arsenal or whatever, but from his own career perspective, I don't understand why he wouldn't be going to Liverpool to replace Wijnaldum. Is he that big an Arsenal fan?
He's an Arsenal fan. He's Pepe and Gabriel's mate. Plus, we're dangling the little Eddie and Nketiah carrot and cash. And they obviously want to pair him up with Danny Welbeck or something. I don't know. Like all the Arsenal rejects down Brighton. Like Danny Welbeck couldn't finish a wank, mate. Like, let's be real here. It's just mad. So I don't know why they want Eddie. Like, he's a tapping merchant, and even then he ain't that good. But apparently, 20 million for Eddie. I don't believe it's 20 million. He's got 1 year left.
Can't
20 million, Jesus.
If we could get 12 to 16 million, then pay the rest, like the 20 million or 19 million that's left, because they want 35. 35 for Batsuma is a bargain, mate. Yeah, that guy, put him and Partey together, that they will complement each other so well. Because they're both very technically good. Yeah, they can both dribble. Yeah, they can both get away with making multiple free kicks before getting booked. Especially Batsuma, that guy takes the piss, bruv. 10 fouls before he gets booked. Yeah. And then if we had Tierney at left back,
Gabriel,
go and get a proper right back. I'll go and get. I think Lamptey's got a higher ceiling, but I think Aaron's is better defensively. Like for now, but I do think Lamptey could be coached to be the better player. And then we've got Saliba and Gabriel. Go and get rid of that dead goalkeeper and go and get Martinez back with the front 4.
But this is the thing, though. This is
all of a sudden we've now got a decent team.
Yeah, you would have a really good, decent team, but the question always comes back to the board. Would they be able to get all that done? And then the answer is always no, isn't it? Do you think back?
The thing is, if you actually look at that, it's not actually a lot to get done because we're only going to get Batsuma and swap Eddie. Yeah, then we go and get a new goalkeeper.
Are you confident that will get done?
And then go and get a right back, and then maybe just a couple of fringe players for the squad.
But that's incomings, right? And the thing that never really gets remembered is that you have to do the outgoings as well. Not even maybe because I don't know financially if you need the money or not. You guys always kind of need some kind of money injection. But if you don't get rid of your Xhakas or you're like all those fringe players that you're talking about that need to come out of the team so you can have space in the squad to add these players, then they have to
Joe
be quick on
Willian's ceiling's quite high now because he's equal Shearer's 7 straight game record of goals. So his stock's kind of high. So we could get maybe 20, 25 for him. And if you're talking 80 for Rice, he's fucking 60.
You wouldn't keep Willock. You wouldn't keep Willock, no? Would you not keep Willock after the loan he's had?
Of course they would.
We've still got Gendouzi. Yeah, we've still got Torreira. There's 4 midfield. Oh, Joe Willock walks in your team, by the way, so you can pipe down, bro. Yeah? You're saying he don't get in over fucking Winks.
Winks is shit.
Exactly.
Bro, it's a low bar.
Would you not keep Willock at Arsenal?
Winks is what
you know what?
Trying to get rid of.
Do you know what? Joe Willock is not the answer if we want to compete for a title.
Yeah, but as a squad player.
He's not the answer if you want to compete for top 4 as a starter. So let's be real.
You don't need to talk about top 4. You're in the fucking
You're in the loser league. We don't have to do this. I agree with you. For Arsenal to fully prosper, you want to be selling your Joe Willocks and getting in better players. I agree with you.
Okay, Joe Willock walks in your midfield. That ain't even a debate.
He doesn't. No,
he's better than Dele Alli.
He doesn't.
Currently he is.
Currently he is.
Like, let me, as I said, I think I've been overly critical on Joe Willock, and I will admit he's not as bad as I made him out to be. But
Joe Willock's a very good player, but he's not the level.
I don't think he's a very good player. Lee, and the thing is, you're going to say, Toby, how can you say this? You got Winks and stuff.
No, mate. Look at our midfield, Tobs. Yeah, we've got fucking Danny Ceballos, mate. Just call him Kylie.
That's
the
what
guy
I'm saying. When you've got this is my thing. When you've got Willian, Ceballos, Xhaka, how bad is it to have
Odegaard's been a flop, by the way.
Odegaard, how bad is it to have Joe Willock as depth? I don't think it's that bad to have someone.
And then you've got Gendouzi. Gendouzi walks in over fucking half of them. Yeah. Then you've got Maitland-Niles. Well, why can't he get in? When people go, you can't play all these kids. You can't play all these kids. Well, our best 2 players this season have been kids. And last season, our best 2 players were kids as well. It's like,
my personal opinion, I can hear Guendouzi being a squad player.
I don't think he's a starter. Guendouzi's actually got a bit of balls about him, and he should have been easily in that team over Granit Xhaka. Yeah, Granit Xhaka is one of the worst fucking footballers I've ever seen, let alone one of the worst in my football.
Someone in the chat just said he ain't bad.
Who?
Omar saying he's not too bad.
Xhaka ain't bad, bruv. I don't know what shisha you're smoking, bruv. Yeah, real talk. Like, come on, Omar, man. Like, you must be right. Really ain't bad, bruv. Like, fucking hell. Like,
he is bad, man. This is the thing.
Really didn't want to swear, but it just came out. But like, listen, Guendouzi gets in our starting 11 over Xhaka. He's got more mobility. He can go forward. He can play centre mid. He can play deep lying, and he can play number 10. Yeah, if Mesut Ozil was doing some of the passes and assists that Guendouzi got last season, everyone would be knocking one out.
Not gonna lie,
against the one against Tottenham where Aubameyang equalised, Toby. Yeah, what a pass!
That was
what a pass! And he's got the ability to do that. Granit Xhaka ain't got that.
But don't you think
it's like some dead crap footballer?
Lee, don't you think that Guendouzi is a tad overrated? In fact, it's not even a tad.
He's massively overrated.
I think your fan base put him on this pedestal that he's not at. I think he's a good prospect, but yeah, there's not.
He's massively overrated. He's hugely overrated, but he gets in our team. We've had Danny Ceballos, Martin Odegaard, and Granit Xhaka pretty much stinking it out all season.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he walks in our team.
He's not really a holding midfielder or an attacking midfielder. He's kind of just like an in-between, isn't he?
He's a bit. He can play everywhere. He hasn't I've seen games where he's against Aston Villa last season. He got the ball on the left wing. He jinked past 3 and won a penalty.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Like, Pepe's first ever goal for us, right? We were 2-0 down in that game. Maitland-Niles was sent off. No, sorry, we were 1-0 down, 1-1, 2-1 down, 2-2, and then we won it at the end, right? He set up the second goal for Chambers in that game. So he's got us back in the game. Then we go 1-0 down, 2-1 down a minute later. And then bang, we're straight back up the other end and he sets up. Against other teams, he is the driving force and wins free kicks and penalties and can actually make something happen. I like him, man. He is mad overrated, but I like somebody that's going to have a go. Like,
I think he's a meaty player at the moment with good potential. Like, I think he's someone who, I agree. I think it doesn't make sense having someone like him who can actually offer you something, even, albeit nothing spectacular, but offers you more than what you have in your team now, and Ceballos or Xhaka or whatever. So I don't think it makes sense But obviously, he had his beef. He had his beef with your guy Arteta, innit? And
no, he didn't. Do you know what it is? Yeah? He grabbed hold of Malpai around the throat. He was telling everyone he's on 40 grand a week, and he refused to apologise to the squad.
Yeah, he's a prick. I hate him as well.
I
make Arteta right for dropping him and saying, well, if you ain't going to apologise, I'm dropping you for a bit. Cool, I make you right for that. You can't run around with a chip on your shoulder telling people you're on 40 grand a week and we're crap. Is what he was saying to them Brighton players, yeah? But to just bomb him out the football club. Like
this is the thing with Arteta.
Yeah, but fucking no, innit? Fuck him.
No, not fuck him when he's playing Granit Xhaka every week. Yeah, and
but this is the thing with Arteta though. He doesn't
every week.
He doesn't have the ability. Want anyone who will ruffle any feathers or even speak up.
Yeah,
anyone with a bit of character, he seems to get rid of them.
100%.
This is the thing. It's the thing about Arteta. When he come in, everyone was giving it like, oh, he's a brilliant manager. Like he did wonders at Man City, and then you see all these players go out of Arsenal, and then he can't control his personality. So he's ended up with his squad of people like passive players like Ceballos, who he might get on with, but does him no favours on the pitch and bottles it in big games. It's not. He's the reason. I know Lee, you hate him, but he really is the reason, isn't he? Let's be honest. If you had any other manager in there with a bit of management,
I'll say this now. I can't stand Wenger. He has set this club back so far. The mentality of the majority of our fan base is because of Arsene Wenger's top 4 is a trophy speech. Yeah, top 4's third loser. I couldn't care less. I'd rather finish 8th than finish 4th. Yeah, because we ain't going to go and win the Champions League. So why are we in it? Like, let's be real. We're not going to compete to win it because we don't do what's required. So why try and get in it? We're only getting in it so we could have the nights out against Leo Messi. Like, turn it in. Like, real talk. But if Arsene Wenger was our manager this season, we would be in that top 4. Yeah, Pepe would have played most of the season. Martinelli would have played a shitload more games. Aubameyang wouldn't have flopped this season. Yeah, and Saliba probably would have played. He wouldn't have gone on loan.
I honestly think Arteta, right, is just like Corey said, El Neni, Ceballos. These guys are very little character.
Comfortable players.
Very comfortable players who will take instruction. And the reason why is because he's insecure, because he's a young manager. He knows he's not a top manager, and he's kind of learning along the way. And what happens when you've got a manager like that? You want people that are going to listen. So you need players that are going to fall in line and take instruction. And Guendouzi seems like a little bit of a character, you know. And you know, Martinez demanded that he felt like he should be starting as well because he's a good goalkeeper. So he's out, and the list goes on. You know, it's like I just don't think he's not big enough for the job to manage the situation. It's like a guy who gets like a bunda who's just too big for him to handle. It's like you're just out of place.
Like you'd be struggling with a big bunda.
I knew Toby was going to chime in. Toby, I'll let you answer this super chat as well.
It'd be like earthquake settings in the Matisse household.
I'll let Toby answer this super chat as well because I'm
going to get another drink. I'll be 1 minute.
Cool. I don't want football star to be waiting any longer because I've seen him in the chat. Toby, what do you think of Reguilon, your team lose? So basically, I mean, Reguilon's been quite poor for the last few.
He has. He's been shit, and he needs to improve next season. But this hasn't been a bad season for the Reguilon. Let's not forget what he was doing the first 5-6 months of this season. Then he got injured. Then he came back, and he's been a complete pile of doo-doo. Like, he's actually been so bad. So he needs to improve next year. But I don't look at this as a shocking season for Reguilon. I look at it as a season with highs and lows and scope for improvement. The guy's only, 23, 24 years old?
Yeah. Like, he had a really good season at Sevilla. So I was kind of surprised.
And he started off well. So, listen, it happens. Ben Chilwell, on the whole for you, has had a decent campaign. He started off well, and his form literally nosedived for like a good 1 or 2 months, and then he wasn't in and out. It was in and out of the team. Then he picked it a little bit back up again. So it happens, man. It happens. Yeah. We just need to hope with Reguilon that he whatever crazy juice.
What a finish!
Yeah, whatever crazy juice that he was smoking. He rectifies it. Someone just said he's not in the
Spanish squad.
It's the Spanish Danny Rose, man. What are you talking about? Yeah, we got the best.
I think he's a good player. I think he'll come good.
How's he not in the Spanish squad? Let me even check.
He's crap.
I wouldn't be surprised, no, because Spain didn't take Ramos. Like, there's a lot of booky stuff going on with Enrique not taking Real Madrid players and stuff. So
that's big, not taking Ramos. There's definitely something going on there. Like, don't like him, don't want him about.
Yeah, but
he didn't take
Ramos is 35 years old, so
but he's a leader, isn't he?
He's still their best centre back.
Yeah, but he was playing average when he played against you lot the other week, man. It's like you can see the decline is there, isn't it?
That was his first game in ages.
Yeah. No, I think he was coming back from injury. Or someone saying he's injured now. Is he injured?
Okay, so I've seen the left back option. So Jose Gaya and Jordi Alba. I can't really. Jose Gaya is meant to be quite good, and Jordi Alba.
Yeah, both of them are decent. They're better than.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I can't really fault Reguilon being.
No, Reguilon's decent, man. I do like him, and if we hadn't assigned Tierney, I would have wanted him. If I'm honest, I would have got him because I do like him. All jokes aside, he's a quality player. His goal was mad. I didn't know he had that in his locker.
He
honestly, just fuck off, Lee. Yeah, just
yes, I've triggered him.
He just slashed.
Hey, everyone you're going after Roberto Martinez and all them ones, brother, and having Willian sign for you and that. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to sign Willian for the loser league you're going to be in next season.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on that fucking ham and cheese toasty league that we're going to be in next season. So,
have you gone through some of the ham and cheese toasty? Have you gone through some of the opponents?
Yeah, Jesus Christ!
Can you pronounce any of them?
But you know what? Like like I said on our Tottenham show yesterday, like we're in it now. I've moaned, but we're in it now. It's gonna be a strain on our season.
It's gonna be
so we better fucking win it.
Have you seen the trophy? The trophy's actually really
nice. The trophy looks nice. I like the trophy.
Nice, yeah.
So we better win it.
You're not gonna win it. I'll tell you why you're not gonna win it.
Go on.
Because you're losers. You don't win anything.
We need to change our mentality, mate.
It's Aberdeen, Aberdeen from Scotland and Hibs.
I'm not too sure. I haven't checked.
Villarreal will win it.
I hope.
I'm going through something. So Tottenham are
unless they win tonight.
It's got a bit of prestige to it. Villarreal, they're in the Europe.
Yeah, but if Villarreal win tonight, which is possible, good evening, then they're in the Champions League. So I don't know who gets in over them.
Okay.
I don't know who.
I'm desperate for them to win tonight. Like I know Man
United fans better just hide. Like literally, they better hide.
If they lose that.
The top teams in it are Tottenham, Union Berlin, Roma.
Union Berlin, the top teams.
Roma and Rennes from France, who's got.
So Jose's in it.
Camavinga.
Jose's in it with Roma.
Yeah, Jose Mourinho. Oh, imagine a Jose Mourinho.
Oh, yeah, Tobs, you're fucked. Just give Jose the. Hey, you all this slander you were giving Jose, he's going to win that, mate.
He's going to win that, yeah.
What, the cup? Nah. Yeah. Nah,
and then the next tier are Vitesse, which is Chelsea's feeder club in Holland. LASK from Austria.
Lask, yeah.
I thought that was a clothing brand.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
Matisse, don't worry about these teams. Go down to the ones you can't pronounce. You couldn't even pronounce Basuma, bro. Go down to the ones you can't pronounce.
I don't know who that Portuguese team are. They sound like Paulo Ferreira when he was playing.
Mate, there's one in there called Serviette or something. I was like, I swear you get them in McDonald's at the counter.
Let me go down to the bottom. Okay.
Go down to some of the.
I don't even recognize some of these flags from the countries that they're coming from. I'll be honest.
Go and read out the teams' names from Kazakhstan. Read out the Kazakhstani teams, bruv.
I don't even know where.
That's like the turquoisey flag. Astana's one of them.
La Fonta. Sherpin.
Yeah. Honestly, it's dreadful teams, but if we're in it, we have to fucking win it, man. We have to win it.
There's a Welsh team in it called Ballatown.
Is that near Ballamori?
You know how many Irish teams are in this?
Basically,
two universities, two IT technology universities in it from Ireland. You got Dundalk and you got Sligo. And you got the team that Chelsea played in pre-season in the islands as well, who had part-time plumbers.
Sligo Rovers.
Yeah, Sligo Rovers and part-time plumbers.
Tell you what, because I'm not sure if you lot have actually read up on this, yeah. But all they've done is basically scrap the qualifiers in the Europa League, and I think reduce.
Got teams from Gibraltar.
They scrapped the qualifiers in Europa League, and I think they scrapped some of the stages of the qualification round for the Champions League. So basically, all these teams have to play first, second, and third, and then playoff round qualifiers for this competition. Yeah, and then I think the third place winners of the Europa League would drop down to play a playoff game with the second place team in the group stage of the European Conference League to try and get through to the knockout stages. So
there's going to be 186 teams compete in that competition, apparently.
There's a lot of teams that finish like that would have come like
games.
Yeah, I'm actually noticing a lot of teams that are like fourth pot in the Champions League 1 year and never seen again, like Bate Borisov, Karabag.
Mate, it's going to be mad because I've heard Rants and Bance's team's gone into it as well, bruv. Like, big up Rants. Yeah, his team's in it. There's a guy in your chat, his name's Shaka Khan. He says, I'm from Lask, I'm deeply offended.
Sorry.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry. People are making up teams now, Peckham FC and whatnot. It's ridiculous.
Mate, it's mad. No, honestly, Rance's team's qualified, bruv. Like, I think they beat AFTV the other day. So I don't know if they beat him. I don't know if they even played him, mate. But fuck.
I'm surprised #United are not in this. They're quite.
Yeah. You know, they'd get away in, wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? Maybe big up the RB Orange. Yeah, big up Rants.
Someone's asking. Casper's asking, what happens if
what if the sidemen get into it? Sidemen have got a football.
Do you imagine KSI?
Look at Toby's face. Man's just realised the reality of this competition.
No, I've known the reality. Trust me. Like
some of the stadiums you're going to, I can't wait to see you guys kickball there.
Mate, what country is it with the train? That's Sweden.
I don't know.
Is it Sweden or Norway or somewhere?
That's with the steam engine.
We won't be playing in that stadium.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mate, can you imagine it though? Like if they're going to do the draw and you're going to have some bandits come into town, bruv, and it's going to be like a fucking World Cup final for them playing at your stadium.
That's the thing though. When they come to London, they're going to tear up the place.
Bruv, it's going to be crazy. But then this lot, I've got to go over to these countries. They already get kick-ins everywhere they go, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like
Tottenham's
You know what?
Victoria Line's going to be buzzing.
What I'm going to say is this though: like there are a lot of European cities that have yet to explore, and if some of these clubs are from countries where those cities reside in, I will go to some of those away days.
Do you know what? Some of the countries are beautiful, right? So I'll give an example, like Bosnia. Yeah, my mum and dad go on their motorbikes around Europe like 2, 3 to 4 times a year, and they get on their like bikes, on their Harleys and that, and they just travel around 4 or 5 different countries and then do a loop and come back. But there's a motorway in Bosnia. Yeah, they film it with their GoPros on their helmets and that. Yeah, mate, Bosnia looks unbelievably stunning, man. Like proper nice. And where was the other place they went? They went somewhere, I can't remember where that was, but that was that kind of area, that kind of region. But yeah, man, it's proper nice. My little brother's been to Estonia. He said that was beautiful, man.
Yeah,
like, different countries and all that, and it's 20p a pint in Estonia.
20p.
20p a pint, bruv. I went to Belarus.
I wish we was in this competition. What the hell?
I actually wanted to be in it, all jokes aside. I just wanted to go for the banter, right? Yeah. But I went to Belarus when we played Bate, and I went out there. It was like 25p for a packet of cigarettes.
Jesus,
and can I just say as well, right? Even
maybe we should just save up all our ugliest women pounds and go and move over to one of these countries.
Even the ugliest women in Minsk, yeah, with 9 out of 10s. It was just like that. Yeah,
I might just save up a year's salary and go and live there. If it's 25p a freaking pint, be able to live life.
Literally stunners everywhere, man. Yeah, Belarus was beautiful. Minsk was absolutely outstanding. I'd go back there again, definitely, man.
Yeah, I'm still going through some of the teams in this competition, man. I'm loving life. This is beautiful.
One of them's only got 2 letters as the team name, I think. Like,
but there is some like credible teams that I've noticed before in European competition, like Basel, Athens, Final, Aberdeen, Hibs. Like, you know, there's something there. It's Copenhagen. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
There's a guy in the chat who put Corona FC.
Yeah, I've seen Better Squad FC with chunks up front. I've seen a lot of different names. People be going. The whole chat is just full of names. Hashtag.
Can you imagine it? Can you imagine it? Like if somebody said Vic Star scoring bicycle kicks in this competition.
Yeah, it's a
Millie Miller on the right wing going up against.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking
we've got to be in it to win it.
You better win this, otherwise.
You say that in every competition you get. And when was the last time? How many trophies have been played?
Yeah, but this is basically Lee. This is basically like a glorified.
This is
legitimately a glorified Intertoto Cup. Like we have.
Since you last won a trophy, how many trophies have been played for, and how many have you won?
For Thames FC.
There's probably been played about. You don't won a trophy for 13 years. It's 4 a season. 5, 6 trophies a season.
Look at this chat, man. Oh.
Can you imagine Spurs rocking up at one of these camps and being like just Harry Kane still there in pre-season?
The names going in. Someone said there's going to be crossbar challenges, free match.
It's going to be hilarious.
The names that are going in here, man. What happens if Spurs get top 4 but win it? But win the Europa Conference League. I think you always take the highest. So if they if they finish top 4, they'll be in the Champions League.
So I don't know whether that would go to the runner-up then. Would it go to the runner-up?
I don't know. Yeah, at this point, who knows? Maybe there'll be another competition afterwards.
Well, yeah. Bunda FC.
By the way, just because we'll kind of end on this note, right? Because obviously next time we'll speak, I'll be either delighted or depressed because of the Champions League final. Yeah. Toby, just look at him. Yes. But do you guys? Someone said
with your fucking head on Sunday.
Someone said Woolwich Docklands Athletic. What were you calling Tesla United? Some people are finding.
They'll be playing on fucking Hackney Marshes. Do you know what I mean?
But I have to ask: do you guys think this tournament will last more than a season? Because I know,
mate.
Tottenham will get to the final. Yeah, they'll probably win it and they'll liquidate the tournament. It is the history of the Tottenham.
Ridiculous. I'm not even going to respond. I'm not going to bite.
You just did.
If I was putting on the screen these names,
Hyde Park.
This is Leeds FC. They're taking a fucking piss. Oh my god.
Some of the names in this chat, honestly, if I had gone through it, that's an in between this FC.
Oh, football friend.
There's nothing serious about this team.
Do you seriously think you're getting Gareth Bale back for this competition?
God, that's what I'm saying.
He wants football. He needs to play.
You know what? Yeah, Toby. I seen there was some rumors that Antonio Conte might leave. Are you? Some people in the chat saying that he could go to Tottenham.
Apparently, but I think it's horseshit.
Yeah. I can't imagine Conte dropping down from what he's come from to now go and manage in this league. Some of these names, are just ridiculous, man. Really.
Hey, this chat's been lit. This whole conversation's been lit. This pod's been mad. Uber Eats FC, that's a good one.
It's been too fun, honestly. It's been too fun. Right. Well, listen, people, we got to wrap up. Unfortunately, I can't keep going through. I can't keep going through all of your.
Rat United's the best one. Big up the Rats.
Oh man, McDonald's Wanderers and whatnot. I've got to wrap this up because I got to catch a flight after this and go and.
Hey, flight, man.
Yeah, I got to go and be closer to Toby's aggression towards my team now.
You've been stuck there for a while, isn't it? You can.
Yeah, I've been over here since December. So
I've been stuck in England since December.
It's annoying, isn't it, when you got places to go? You just can't.
Yeah, especially when it's 30 degrees in Spain and it's pissing down with rain near Scotland.
Oh man, honestly, it doesn't get any worse. I'll leave this on the screen as Lee. Let them know where to find it, guys. First, make sure you smash the likes, right?
OnlyFans, Lee Gunner. You watch somebody fucking setting OnlyFans up in my name. You watch somebody do that now. I haven't got OnlyFans. I don't need that. Lee Gunner 82 on Insta. Check out my Insta. Big up to everyone who's following me on that. I really want to boost that this year.
Yeah.
So big up to everyone on that, and make sure you follow me on YouTube, Lee Gunner. I dropped a video at about 12 o'clock, so go and check that out. And there's another one coming out at 3 o'clock. Funny enough, about Willian to Chelsea.
God, Lord, please.
Yeah, the first video I dropped was Batsuma Eddie swap. So, and then 6 o'clock when that video is dropping, then straight after the Europa League final, Daniel Ek, Patrick Vieira's spoken about a second bid going in. So 4 videos a day, mate. I'm up in my work rate. Do you know what I'm actually enjoying? Is not doing streaming at the moment. I'm actually enjoying recording short little videos.
Yeah.
I worked so hard through that season, man. Like every 3 days there's a game, and then you still got to produce your content. I'm doing fan cams till 2 a.m. and shit.
Yeah,
it's like I actually need a couple of weeks, man, just to chill before I go back on lives again, innit? So
yeah, no videos. It's going to be nice to mix in some videos now. I'm looking forward to doing that.
And it's going to be a good evening because Emery's going to banter.
People actually want final predictions for the Champions League final. We'll skim through that. Corey, who?
Mahrez 1-0.
Mahrez 1. Is that what you're saying, Lee? Yeah. Wow.
I won't say 1-0. I'll say Mahrez 2-1.
2-1 to Man City.
But I do actually think you'll win it, but I'm kind of hoping City win it. So I'm just going to go with that prediction.
Yeah. Okay. Corey, what about you? What's your prediction?
Yeah, I'm going same. I reckon City win it. I'll probably go 2-0. Hopefully.
Okay. Toby, what about you?
3-1 Manchester City. You're going to get a goal. You're going to get happy. You're going to get gassed. And they're just going to take the game away from you. And I can't wait for it.
This guy's evil, fam. Seriously. And we may as well do. We may as well do Europa League final as well. That's tonight. Toby, what's your prediction for that?
3-1 Man United. I think they're going to win that game, but I would love a Villarreal win.
What about you, Lee?
Good evening. Good evening. Just for the shits and the gigs, bruv. I want them to win it. And I do think it's going to be an Emery masterclass. That club is dry, bruv. You need to throw a bucket of sand on that football club to find the wet patch, and it's normally from the roof that leaks. I'm going to say 2-1 Unai Emery. Come on, Emery.
Corey, what about you?
Get a submarine, baby.
No, I'd love it. I'd love a bit of good evening. I don't think we're going to get it. I think it's going to be 3-1 Man United. They're too good, surely. I'd be creasing if Emery won that. You know, can you imagine if he come out? He's literally the best manager for that competition.
Yeah,
the best manager. So
he's never lost a knockout game over 2 legs ever in that competition.
Nah, undefeated, man.
And he's got to the final 5 times. He's only lost once. That was with us.
Obviously, I'm going to have to go with Chelsea win. Even though I'm not confident, but I'm going to go for Chelsea win. I'm half confident. I'll go 2-1 Chelsea, and I'll probably go. Actually, no, I went 1-0 Chelsea, so I'll stick to that. And then I'll go probably 2-1 United. I just don't see them losing that. Guys, make sure you smash the likes. There's 1,000 of you in here, and it's not even on 300 likes. You man taking the
you rats have turned into snakes, bruv. Like, listen, any of them smash the likes.
Honestly, they're taking all the content and not smashing up the likes.
What? Man, this show is every week, people. You know how consistent
it's a two-way street. Yeah, we produce the content. You like it.
I can't think of a better way to sign out than that. Toby, any content coming out this week, bro? Let them know where to find it.
I don't know, actually. The season's finished now, so yeah.
Look how lazy this guy is, man.
The season's done. The buzzing is over.
So I think, just keep a lookout on my channel. There's probably some stuff coming up anyway. But in the meantime,
really promising, mate. Like, it's like, you know, it's like waiting for a girl to text you. That's never going to happen, isn't it?
in the meantime, they did a first show yesterday. It's a THFC show last night, so go check that out.
Why don't you do a stream later about Roberto Martinez becoming your new manager?
Because it's not happening. It's not happening.
Clip it. Roberto Martinez, it's not happening.
Listen, I don't know who you're going to get at this point. This is looking...
I'm even going to drink my strawberry and lime wine, rosé. This is beautiful, by the way. Very nice. So
is it Moscato?
Huh?
Is it Moscato?
No, it's just some cheap shit, Echo Falls.
I remember when Ozil left and he got out the really expensive bottle of wine and he got out the really cheap one and he was like, you don't need this expensive overpriced.
I threw away the Verve, brother. I think it was Verve Clique. I threw the whole 50 bottle of champagne down the sink. I was like, fuck Ozil, man. That's what happens with overpaid shit. And then I bust out the Audi champagne and started sipping it with strawberries in it. As soon as Bellerin leaves, I'm planting trees for every year he's been here.
Oh my god!
As soon as Arteta gets sacked, I'm going to eat some tapas, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh, tradition.
Spain by then.
It's a tradition. And Corey, bro, let them know to find you any content coming out this week. I mean, the season's over, but
yeah,
the Euro's coming up, so it's England.
Nah, mate.
Corey, you disappointed that Aaron Creswell didn't make the England squad then?
No, I'm all right, mate. You got the most assists out of any Premier League defender, so I'm sweet.
I'm
ago.
We didn't speak about the England squad, but I guess the England squad will be finalised next time because I don't like this whole. I haven't really picked my team. I've got extra numbers. There's no point talking about that. Pick your fucking team, Gareth, and we'll talk about that next.
What did you make of Tomori not getting in?
Tomori? I thought Tomori should have been there. Yeah, I think he should have been there over. I think he's been better. You know, he's been at AC Milan now, finished in second. I think he's been better than Cody, better than Mings. So, in my opinion, I would have taken him. I think what's his name at Aston Villa? Konza. I would have taken him as well. Yeah. I think the midfield and the attack I'm happy with, but the defense, it's a bit ropey. But
his Eric Dyer got dropped. That's positive, isn't it? Took him about 2 years to do it, but he's now finally gone. But no, the England team is a bit mad. 4 right backs in there.
Yeah, so, but we'll wait until the finalised team come out, and then we'll talk about it then. Because I don't get why he's picking more players than he needs. Because maybe he can't make a decision or whatnot. Ben White's in there as well and all that stuff. So yeah, right, people. We're going to wrap up. Like I said, I got a flight to catch, and the content is going to be dropping heavy as we go into the Champions League. All you can eat Chelsea tomorrow morning, and then preview and watch along, obviously, and all that kind of stuff. Going to be doing our first watch along for the Champions League final. Looking forward to that. So yeah, Big Steve is out in Portugal as well.
Oh, is he gone?
Getting sunburnt, so big up to him. And yeah, people, I will chat to you in a bit. Make sure you go and subscribe to everybody. Links are in descriptions. It's in the chat as well. West Ham Way, TapinTobs, League Gunner. And yeah, we will see you next week for
Arteta out. Arteta out. Fucking Arteta out.
Martinez in.
Yeah, Martinez in. Come on.